Al-Fakhuri was a notorious prison commander in the Khiam prison in the south of Lebanon. Al-Fakhuri's nickname, the Butcher of Khiam, is really all you need to know about Mr. Fakhuri. He was renowned in Lebanon for his role as one of the leaders of the Khiam prison in South Lebanon, where for many years he oversaw and in some cases was responsible for torturing and heinously abusing the prisoners there, depriving them of food, beating them, himself personally beating one detainee with the rifle butt, causing severe injury, as well as eyewitnesses who recounted how he killed a prisoner by torturing and beating him to death. Al-Fakhuri breached numerous laws, Lebanese laws and international laws, in his conduct as a prison warden at the Khiam prison. Of course, he violated Lebanese laws that prohibit physically assaulting any human being, particularly one in custody. He violated Lebanon's laws against torture and abuse of detainees. And he violated the laws of the Convention Against Torture, which Lebanon is a signatory to, which absolutely prohibits the torture and abuse of anyone in the custody of security forces. I think that it would be very fair to characterize Khiam prison as a center of torture, as a torture center. In fact, numerous human rights organizations over many years documented the systemic and widespread torture and abuse of detainees at Khiam prison. This was very, very well known, and I would be hard-pressed to imagine that any adult in Lebanon doesn't know exactly what Khiam prison was all about. Well, U.S. immigration laws have a very strict prohibition against the admission of anyone who's committed torture, whether or not they've been prosecuted by a court of law. If Mr. Fakhuri had been honest in his application for a visa, eventually application for residency and citizenship, he would have disclosed his role in the torture and abuse of prisoners, and the United States government would have denied him entry. Clearly, he lied about his torture, and so although he should have been ineligible, he managed to escape scrutiny because of his lies in his applications. Well, I mean, the only way Mr. Fakhuri was able to obtain both his visa and residency and finally his citizenship was by failing to disclose his role in the torture, abuse, and even murder of prisoners in the Khiam prison. I think it's interesting to note that the U.S. government did refuse to grant Mr. Fakhuri political asylum. They rejected his asylum application. We don't know the exact reason for that. It may be because they knew about his role in torture at the Khiam prison, or it may be because he had obtained Israeli citizenship before he applied for political asylum in the United States. And typically, if you've already obtained citizenship in another country where you're not facing the risk of torture or abuse, you can't get political asylum in the United States. Providing false information on an immigration application, failing to disclose material information about a background in crimes like torture, would absolutely be grounds for revoking a nationalization of someone or, of course, their visa or residency. And in fact, it has happened on numerous occasions that U.S. courts subsequently stripped someone who would become a naturalized citizen because of false claims, false information in their application, including specifically with respect to torture. The recent judgment of a district court in Washington, D.C. to award Mr. Fakhuri's family over $7 million in damages on the basis of his claim, his family's claim, that he was a victim of terrorism by the Iranian government, in light of his prosecution in Lebanon for torture and abuse, is mind-boggling. The judge's decision in the case appears to have not even considered as a fact that Mr. Fakhoury was prosecuted by the Lebanese judiciary in a Lebanese court with Lebanese security officers. Instead, the judge fantastically pretends that Mr. Fakhoury was taken hostage when he was imprisoned, initially in a military prison, subsequently in a military hospital, during the course of time that the proceedings against him in a Lebanese court were ongoing. The fact of the matter is that the Lebanese government discontinued the prosecution of Mr. Fakhoury exclusively and solely because the U.S. government threatened Lebanon with sanctions, a gross miscarriage of justice. And the only way Mr. Fakhoury was able to escape what was a travel ban against him was because the U.S. government unbelievably used a helicopter to basically escape Mr. Fakhoury from Lebanese custody. It is a shocking miscarriage of justice. And now, to hear that the Fakhoury family has actually been awarded $7 million of the assets of the Iranian people because of Mr. Fakhoury's detention in Lebanon, because it had something to do with Hezbollah's role in the government, is just scandalous, absolute miscarriage of justice. And we strongly believe that that judicial decision should be reviewed as a miscarriage of justice, as an abuse of judicial authority. And we hope that the court will reconsider this decision. Well, I really have no way of knowing whether or not the decision was political. Judge Bates issued the decision in 2024 while the Biden administration was still in place. I think the real problem is with the existence of these hundreds of millions of dollars of Iranian government assets that the U.S. government has been distributing to people who are claiming any kind of abuse in any way tied to the Iranian government, including the false claims made by Mr. Fakhoury's family in getting these $7 million. The Iranian government doesn't appear in the case to challenge the facts. The judges are either lazy or negligent, and so they accept the facts as true without remotely questioning them. And that is the reason why we have these fantastical money relief judgments issued to even the family of a torturer.